let's get right to it. This is the new generation Ford Territory. In fact, it's so new, we are still getting a peel for it. Hey guys, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this model. This is the new generation Ford Territory. Actually, the Territory nameplate has been one of the most successful in the Philippines for Ford. When they launched it, it garnered like 10,000 sales in a very short amount of time. So it was very important for them, and they really pushed to bring this model to us as soon as possible. Now, you can see the change with the look of the Territory because they've got an entirely new front end with a different front grille, a different set of lights here. These, by the way, are the DRLs, the daylight running lamps, and you have your headlamps and fog lamps right down there. Let us know what you think of the arrangement of this one, because really, it looks pretty spiffy. Now, in the previous generation Territory, the top-of-the-line model was known as Titanium and then Plus. For this one, they're changing it up because they're going for Titanium and then X. So this one comes with all the bells and whistles. We'll get to that later because there really are a lot of bells and whistles on this new car. Now, being a Titanium X model, you've already got a lot of nice features on the vehicle. You see the front radar, that's for the smart driving features of the vehicle. You've also got a 360 camera. You can spot the cameras all around, including right here on the side mirrors with the repeaters. That's something Ford really pays attention to, all of this safety features to keep you protected. Of course, a lot of you are going to be sold on the style of the vehicle. And believe me, me too. It looks really good, especially with these 19-inch double spoke wheels right there that they got on it. But what you will really appreciate here is the extra size, because this is longer and taller than before. That translates to more cabin space. We'll show you in a bit, but also it gives you more ground clearance, because from before you had 180 millimeters. This time you have 190, so plus 10. The two words I would use to describe the Territory is wide and neat. Because look at the vehicle, it seems wider than before, especially up here in the glass area. It's also very neat to look at with only Territory right there, the Ford emblem, the Titanium X right here, and these really nice tail lamps. Now, what's really nice here, especially if you're carrying a lot of stuff, well, right here. Pretty cool, right? That's the kick sensor for the hands-free tailgate. To close it, you can press that. Now, with the lift gate open, well, we can show you the space. In terms of depth, you have about 32 inches from here up to the back seat. You also have 45 inches wide between the wheel wells. Maximum width, right about here, 58 inches. So you can fit a golf set in there. Should be no problem. Now, in terms of height, it's 21 inches from the floor up to here. And if you remove this tray, actually, which is very useful because it seems very rigid, you can actually pop it in and then rotate it out and give it to somebody else. And then now you have about 31.5 inches from here up to right here, which is pretty good. But it has a neat trick as well. It has folding rear seats. So when you pop open the door, you can actually fold down the seat right there, and I have my very handsome assistant, Mr. Brentco, helping me out. And now you have about 62 inches from here to over there. Now you can see the kind of space the Territory is offering you. They're really giving you a lot of real estate when it comes to cargo space, a lot of volume. But yeah, we like the style, we like the functionality of the rear, we like a lot of the features of the vehicle. But what's really nice is once we look right here, because I did forget one sticker, and now you can see EcoBoost. Now let's check out what's under the hood. Now let's see what's under the hood of the Territory. Now, opening the hood is actually quite easy because you've got these hood dampers right there to help you along. Now, the first thing that really strikes us here, it's a very neat engine bay. We like this kind of attention to detail and to making everything look as neat as possible. But of course, what matters here is the actual engine. This is a 1.5-liter GTDI EcoBoost. Yes, it's turbocharged, and yes, it's petrol. But instead of having just 143 horsepower compared to before, this one has 160, yes, by about 10%. You've also got more torque at 248 Newton meters compared to before, which had 225. Another key change, of course, it's still front-wheel drive, but they did change out the transmission. Instead of a CVT, you've now got a 7-speed automatic. So yes, we're seeing changes with the design, with the size, with the space in the cargo area, as well as the engine bay. Now let's check out what's inside. If there's one word I'd use to describe this, is that it feels airy, because it just seems so spacious. You've got so much legroom. You've got really nice seat right here. You can see all around you very easily. I mean, the windows are big. The panoramic glass roof doesn't make it feel claustrophobic. Even the size of the front seat, the amount of space it occupies in your field of view isn't that much. So it feels like you can really go on a nice tour and really enjoy the sights as you go along. You have 2 AC vents right there. You have a charging port, armrest right here with 2 cup holders. These seats are finished in a nice two-tone look. It looks very, very sharp and very modern. And they really improved the cushioning of the seat compared to before. But yeah, it's something that you wouldn't really mind spending hours in going on a road trip. But one feature I really like, and something not really so obvious, is when you have a rather big phone, well, there's a pocket right here on the door for you to put it for your long drives. Pretty cool. The airy feeling that we got from the back seat really translates to the front, because look at the visibility, look at how clean the dashboard looks. But first, let's start up here. Now, you got sun visors here, each one with its own vanity mirror and light right there. This one also has a clip for your RFID cards. You have a sunglass holder here. You have your auto dimming rear view mirror right here. You can activate it there. But also you got your lights and all that, and the sunroof. And let's open that up. Now that is nice and airy. Now with that open, now back down to here. Well, it's a very nice and clean dashboard. It's got the trim, the gray, the white underneath. It's very, very neat. But something is bugging me. Again, this is a fresh unit, so it still has, please remove this film. Oh yeah. It's like tearing off a pore strip. Very nice. It's big. Now it shows you the scale of what they were doing with the dashboard, because they have this big one-piece thing, the housing for the instrument display and your infotainment system. Now both of these are 12 inches in terms of their size, and wow, it really does look neat. Now we move down here to the climate control unit. It's actually a haptic panel, so when you tap it, it's not just a touch panel, it's got feel to it, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. At least you know what you're tapping, or when you're tapping one of these. Hazard button here. Right here we have our wireless charging pad for your phone, so my phone goes there. It even charges while the doors are actually open, which is interesting. Now, one of the more interesting things here, you do have a rotary control unit for your transmission. So when you have it in P, well, you can go to reverse, go to neutral, in reverse. You also get the full 360 display. You also get neutral, of course, and drive. And then you have L, which is the low gear. Now, just back of the charger, you do have your rotary dial control for the transmission. So you have P, R, N, and D, and then you have the low range right there for when you're going up steep inclines. And believe you me, given the power of this and the torque, you will easily be able to go up inclines. Now here, Ford designed this to be very control panel-ish, because it's all centralized in here. All you need to drive the vehicle. You have your electronic parking brake right there. To disengage, you press down, which is cool. You also have the auto brake hold right there, another one of the smart features in the vehicle. You also have your auto start stop. So it's the idling start stop to save you fuel. You can activate that. You also have the parking sensors, which are also automatically activated, but you can deactivate it right here if there are a lot of motorcycles going around and disturbing you on your drive. But one interesting thing here is the auto park feature. Now, of course, we can't use it right now because we're filming, but when you press that button, you get different settings right here on your screen, however you want to park the vehicle. It will actually park in for you, making it very, very easy. We'll demonstrate that when we do a full review of the vehicle, but it just makes life easier all around. Now, down here, you have the controls for the display right there. Now, you have the home button, the phone button, you have the music source, all that, and volume control right here, which makes it very, very simple. Power button right there. Now, when you do want to use it, right now you can see this screen right here. We'll try to go through some of the features now, because you do have the vehicle settings right there. You have vehicle information, vehicle safety. Now, let's see what we can find in vehicle safety. Here we can see a lot of the features in the vehicle. Now, remember, I said this is a Territory Titanium X, which is why it has all of the features available in the platform. When you look at it, you have the different drive modes. This one has normal, normal, eco, sport, and mountain, which the mountain, I'm really keen on trying that out when we do get to drive this. Now, FCW stands for Forward Collision Warning. That's what it alerts. Remember, the radar in front, it senses that the vehicle ahead is getting a bit too close, or at least if you have a rather big speed differential, meaning he slowed down and you didn't, it will warn you, and also it will intervene. That's what AEB is, Autonomous Emergency Braking. You can adjust the settings right here for the FCW, so depending on your preference for driving. You also have BLIS, which is the Blind Spot Information System right there. Now, if you scroll down, which by the way, the scroll of this one is really good. By the way, we're doing this ad hoc, ad lib, so we're just going on what we can see right here, right now. BLIS Audible Alert, LKS, meaning Lane Keep System, the lane departure warning as well, all that stuff, intelligent high beam control, rear cross traffic alert, exit warning, neutral tow, HDC is hill descent control. Really, they've got all kinds of features in this vehicle to keep you safe. Ford knows that connectivity is very important today. That's why this Territory has both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So right now, my phone is an Android, so Android Auto is hooked up. But it's not just a normal kind of Android Auto, because if you look, my phone is not even wired in. It's not even plugged into the USB port. It's plugged in, well, via nothing. It's wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay, which is very useful. Because if you look at it now, you can do all your normal Android Auto stuff with all your apps without having to plug in your phone. Very, very convenient. But what's nice here is all the options for storage. Of course, you can put your phone down here. You can put your wallet or even another phone over there. You have the cup holder compartment here, and it also has the holders that deploy, so you can have it like that for 2 cups, or you can fold it down for all kinds of other stuff and close that up. The center armrest has a big compartment with a tray that slides forward or back, which is rather cool. If you have electronic devices underneath, you can charge them down there, no problem. You've got a 12-volt outlet, you have a USB outlet, and you even have a USB-C port. How cool is that? This one is very sporty with a flat bottom, like a D-cut wheel. It's got a nice grip to it, nice stitching and all that stuff. Electronic power steering, as you can see, not dependent on the hydraulic system. Now, there are buttons right here, so you have your cruise control, adaptive cruise control. On this one, you can set it all there. You also have controls here on the right spoke of the steering wheel. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because when you press this button, you can choose which side to activate depending on what you're doing. So for example, if you wanted to control your audio, you can have it right there. See, the volume is changing. You can also select your next track or not. right? Which is pretty cool. If you press it again, it'll switch to the settings for this main screen, so you can choose your display. So for example, trip computer 1, trip computer 2, and your tire information, or the TPMS, or tire pressure monitoring system. Just one of the many safety features already available in the Territory Titanium X, which is pretty cool. Your auto headlights right there. Really, Ford threw in everything they can into this vehicle to give you maximum value for your money. What is very clear that Ford invested everything into making the Territory even better than what it already was before, which was great value. What they did was they made it look better, they made it feel better, they poured in all the features they have. They're even offering this with a 5-year warranty. Now, in terms of value, the Territory starts with a titanium variant, which is at $1.335 million. This Titanium X retails for $1.599 million, which is still really good value considering everything that you get with it. Now, if you want to know more about the Ford Territory, you can visit ford.com.ph, or you can do what we're going to do and visit the Manila International Auto Show starting April 13. You'll see this there, and we'll see you there.